Would you say Puerto Ricans are second-class citizens?
Yes, I think that Puerto Ricans are second-class U.S. citizens because we are treated that way. In the States, they don't recognize the things that are due to us. I mean, in many places, they don't recognize our license to start with. That's a small example. They don't recognize that. They don't recognize that we don't need a passport. They don't recognize that there are thousands of men that have died in the U.S. wars from Puerto Rico, born in Puerto Rico, raised in Puerto Rico. So I think that second class or third class.
I don't exactly feel like a regular citizen of the United States, pretty much. That's just my opinion, because I mean, it feels like there's some differences.
Why so?
Well, I mean, even though we have citizenship and stuff like that, it's not the same. We have like different taxes. We have different representation in the government, stuff like that. I mean, first of all, one of the things that we do normally is like no representation overall towards decisions that affect us. And that's probably one of the bigger things, especially when like the whole states were founded on like representation and taxation. Like we got a lot of taxation, but no representation when it comes to laws and stuff like that. So I mean, I'd say stuff like that, I'd say is really different for most US citizens, pretty much.
Yes, I believe Puerto Ricans are second-class citizens in a whole lot of different manners. As a matter of fact, our citizenship, it's because of a law. It's not because of the Constitution. So in that way, from the beginning, it is a second-class citizenship. Apart from that, people living in Puerto Rico don't have the same benefits as the citizens in the States. For example, Social Security, we don't receive the whole amount that people receive in the States. It can be taken away. So in that matter, it's a second-class citizenship.
I believe that Puerto Ricans are, in a sense, second-class citizens, and also not because they do receive a lot of privileges that other Latin countries do not have at all. But compared to regular Americans that are citizens, yeah, we get almost no vote, if I'm not mistaken, in Senate. The other day, actually, there was a huge scandal because they had put up a job offer for manager of the Commonwealth, which is what the governor does. And so that created a huge scandal.
I don't think so. It's a misconception that we have in the Puerto Rican educational system. But my experience hasn't been that. When I think I've been probably 20 states, hasn't been the case. No issues at all. So I don't think that's an issue.
In certain ways, unfortunately, yes, I do. I do think we are more pronounced when Trump was in power, most definitely. Personally, I felt that way. But we don't care. You know, we know who we are, and we are prideful. Then again, going back to future generations, I think, you know, that's going to be resolved and change. We should be treated equally, but the truth is that we're not. I moved from Puerto Rico to Florida. I've been fortunate in a sense because I haven't really felt, you know, that as much as other people, but it exists, you know, and people express that way.
Of course, we're part of the United States, but even then, we're not getting the full benefit of being part of the United States. So it's like we're in this unhappy medium of being taken advantage of. Being able to vote for president, right? They get to make decisions on our island, but we don't get to make decisions on who we get to pick for leaders. So
I do think we're discriminated because we're treated differently because our physical structures, we can be considered as Mexicans. Every Latino is considered as Mexicans, but we're not. We're Puerto Ricans. We have our own culture. We're not the same.
When we compare benefits, unfortunately, I don't believe, even personally, I did not get the same benefits or the same treatments that I saw people in the States receive. Even health insurance is not the same coverage. there's some benefits that I could get if I lived in the States, but because I live in Puerto Rico, even though I qualify, I'm not allowed to get them.
We are a colony, and this status don't bring us many opportunities to grow up, to have much better health, much better security, much better services as a U.S. citizen.